For Hacker Replay today, unfortunately, from my understanding, certain map exploits are back and worse than ever. In this first match, we have Concrete, who is accusing two people, or three people? NX, Hope, and then Just Kill Me, and then... The submission says Hallucinator and R4C Aiden. I assume maybe those are their console names? But no, I don't know. Either way, he's accusing Just Kill Me and No Hype or Hope or whatever their name is. And apparently, they are able to get underneath the map, which is not good. We've already had issues where people have been able to get into the ceiling of maps and then kill people through, walls, whatever, and there's nothing that people can do about it. You can't counter it, they can kill you. And then looks like Warden's already doing it. Yeah, he's already crouched in the floor. Usually, without giving too much information, the way people do stuff like this is with, certain types of cheats. It's not like walls or aimbot or anything, but it is a different type of cheat that allows them to basically warp through objects that they're not supposed to be able to. And as you can tell, they're just slowly getting more and more into the ground until Kaid is fully underground. He is detected outside, by the way. But that doesn't matter, because how are they going to kill him? They can't kill him. And then from here, he can go anywhere he wants. This does seem like a controller, because he has stick drift. So this actually might be a console player. This does feel like a console player. Curious what it looks like from their perspective. Like, can they, see him? I don't think so. But they obviously see that he's outside. I thought this bug was console only, so maybe it is. Maybe that's why when he submitted the match, he has, two other names for the people, because they have console names and this is their Ubisoft names. What's crazy to me is that the fact that Ubisoft devs made this arch or walkway underneath that is apparently interactable. Things can fall on it. It's it's a real environment that can be interacted with, but literally cannot be used in any way because of how the map works. Until you, I guess, exploit it. You know what's crazy? This is a 9-round match. Oh, he can C4 through the floor. Oh, and also shoot them. So my guess, I think this is a 9-round match because the only way they can win rounds is when they go underneath the map like this. So I assume when Sight is upstairs, they're just useless. But love this for Siege and for us. I don't know if this applies to other maps or not, but it is concerning. The main thing that upsets me about this in particular is that, unfortunately, there are a lot of people, mainly the people who will do this type of thing, who will just say it's a skill issue, and that if the attackers don't want to learn how to get underneath the map, that it's their own fault. Could just be rage bait, but a lot of people genuinely believe that this type of stuff is fair game until Ubisoft patches it, and until then they're if you die to it, that's on you. No, bro, and also some people try to make the argument against me for whenever we would do our zombie things. I used to be able to get up there as a zombie with a zombie barriers. I'm at least I am still completely killable and visible to people. It's just me hiding in a spot that is very out of the ordinary. Versus these guys who are literally just warping through the floor and then killing people in a position where they can't be countered. Doesn't require a cheating device. Well, seeing as how these guys are on console, it might not, because it's very hard to have cheating devices on console. My other guess, and again, I don't want to give too much information because I don't want people to learn too easily how to recreate stuff like this. Usually it has to do with lagging, some type of internet thing. So I assume with console, they probably would just do something that would make their console lag, and then they can do it. And it looks like they can do it on any desk that doesn't have bars under it, which I roasted Ubisoft being like, why do they keep putting bars on their desks? Like they're removing hiding spots, but after seeing stuff like this, I think I might know why. I don't think it's for hiding spots. I think it's just genuinely people can break the game with desks with no bars underneath them. What I'm confused about is what he's going to gain here, because he doesn't fit in the floor. I don't know how he's going to win this fight. Or like win anything with this, because he's going to be just floating in the ceiling. Yeah. But from the looks of it, like these two are not that good. So I assume that they'll lose any round where they can't take advantage of that exploit. And then anyone... Or like when they can take advantage of it, they'll win because it's uncounterable. Doing fucked up. Yeah, apparently he doesn't really know how to do it because he did fuck it up before. Also, I don't want to paint with a broad brush because everyone is different. Just because you're a console player doesn't mean people are the same, but I will say that whenever there's exploits like this, console is just filled with it. I don't know what it is about console players, but they will try to exploit literally anything they can. And this doesn't just go for like recent things. If you've been around Siege a long time like I have, way back when, probably back in like year 2 and year 1, this map doesn't really have any vehicles, so it's hard for me to show, but you know, on Consulate there's that white van in the garage, or there used to be that white van in the garage. People used to be able to put like a shield in front of it, and then they would hop into the front of the van, and then they could kill anyone while sitting inside the van, but no one could kill them because it was bulletproof. And on PC, it was fairly prevalent, but not so bad that you couldn't play those maps. Evan has told me about how bad it was on console, and he's like, literally every single game had it because they would just take any advantage they could. There was also, for a while, some of you might remember, the Jaeger face shield, where I don't think they have any deployable shields out, but you used to be able to do a bug where you would put down a deployable shield, but then it would stick to your face. So people would run around with a deployable shield covering their face, but they could see, and other people couldn't headshot them. And it was a very common thing with Jaeger, especially with drop shotting, because then they would run into the room drop shot, and then you can't kill them because the shield is in the way, but they can kill you. And then not to mention the clash bug, or exploit. So, unfortunately, console is just riddled with them. I assume it, again, it must just be like people who are like, I'm going to take any advantage I can, I don't care if it's an exploit. But it's just sad. I do see that the blue team tried to surrender, but they did not approve it. I'm really curious how these guys behave on attack, because, like, they can't really do the exploit while on attack, and from what I've seen, their aim is pretty bad. Oh, why am I watching Deimos? There's no hope and then just kill me. As you can see, no, just kill me is 0 and 5. Like, he is not good at the game. Even while trying to do exploits, he can't get a kill. And then Twitch seems to be trying something. Or is just lagging out, I can't tell. Definitely looked like they were trying to get into the ground there. What's crazy to me is that this Twitch has such terrible stick drift. Like, you guys have noticed it by now, too. Their aim is constantly moving. This is actually the first time I've not seen it move. But if they ever leave their drone out, or if they're just standing still, like, even here, their aim is just slowly moving to the left. I feel like it's so easy to fix that with dead zones, and he just doesn't know what to do. Again, I don't often try to talk shit about console players, but console players like this deserve being shit-talked. Why is he trying to Twitch drone him? Oh my god, he's that bad. Oh my god. Terrible aim, but he somehow wins that. I did also notice that the whole lobby seems to have like very few skins and no, or not that many rank backgrounds, so I assume this is a lower ranked lobby. Which again makes it even worse that like they're cheating in a low ranked lobby because they just can't win, I guess. They lose that fight. And let's see what happens around 9. So the cheaters did get defense for the final round. But from a quick look, it looks like they lose this because they're on top floor. So like, I'm assuming Echo's gonna have the bug or the exploit work. But if they go top floor, like how's he gonna kill them? From what I have seen, he can't shoot them all the time. He can only shoot sometimes. I don't know what they have to do to cause this to actually like fully happen, but for the first time it looks like he's finally about to go into the floor. Maybe he gives callouts. You could, but like being down a person I feel like is substantially worse than being able to give callouts. And like he's throwing his echo drones up, like he's going on his drones. Like bro, you can see everyone, I think. Or actually wait, maybe he can't because maybe the flooring on like the first floor, second floor would block his vision. But then that just makes it even more confusing. Like, why would you do this? Why would you go into the ground when it doesn't benefit you? And like, maybe at best with Echo, he can kill the planter. But now you're also leaving your team in a 4v5. Or now a 3v4, 3v3, whatever. Like, they're down a person. If they shoot your Echo drones, you just lose. You can't do anything. I guess you could also argue that it would be a distraction because they constantly would see like enemy detected outside, but I don't think that's ever worth it. Not to like sacrifice a whole player just to do that. What's crazy is it looks like, yeah, it looks like they win, like the blue team wins here. So even though they are winning their gunfights, they somehow, like orange team loses. Bro, he has one job. He's not even echo droning them. And then he missed. He missed both of them. What is he gonna do? You can't defuse. Oh my god. This literally might be the smartest cheater in the world, because I don't think they get much smarter than that. Like, he lost them the match because he wanted to go into the fort. He literally could have played exactly how he did, but inside the map, and actually won it for their team. But instead, he wanted to exploit and then lose anyways because he couldn't get out of his exploit. What an absolute idiot. Oh my god. My concern? I think that exploit is possible on most maps with desks. So, unfortunately, I think we're going to probably see that a lot. I will make sure to send that off to Ubisoft and hopefully they can patch it soon. But I'm also leaving on vacation, so I don't have to deal with this. This is going to be your guys' problem. Would an easy fix be to add back in the kill outside timer? You could, for the last match, add a kill outside timer, but, I mean, they only ever had that in Terrorist Hunt. They never had that in game. I don't know how much I'd enjoy, like, having an auto kill function if you're outside for too long. Because that would also only apply to defense. Attackers would still be able to exploit for free. I don't think that's a good fix. In this match, we have I'm with Dan, 111, who's accusing Trust in Christ. Based off the name, I'm going to have to assume they're cheating. Well, let's find out. They do have the cheater attachment skin. Every cheater I ever see always runs purple, and then they usually run black ice gun skin, but I guess he doesn't have it. I got a little worried that it was another controller cheater, because just based off his drone movement, it felt like controller. I don't think it is. Based off the drone flicking. He also just hip leaned there, so he should be fine. Also, if I'm not mistaken, this match is supposed to be a toggler. Not a toddler, a toggler. He's also lagging out. Oh, the whole match is lagging. Oh my god. And he dies. He apparently toggles on, I think it's in round 3. So what we've seen so far is that he doesn't drone in prep phase, but he runs up to the building and then he throws a drone, quickly checks like 1 or 2 rooms, and just full commits to the rush. Although I don't know if you can really call it a rush when it's a minute in, and he spent 30 seconds of it AFK. This also seems like a very bad way to approach pushing the building, is to like drone 1 room at a time ahead of you. Also just noticed some of the names in this lobby. Okay, well, at the very least he doesn't have the cheat that shows where gadgets are, because he just ran into that. Can you imagine he walks into another trap there? His recoil control is also very good. At least I've noticed that so far. Oh, he's 5 HP. 1 more shock. Let's be honest, VG is so poor. That is true. I'm very poor. That's why you guys should give me more money. I literally have no money to my name, guys. This is definitely the truth and not at all a lie. 10 seconds and a clash is still up. I have a feeling he's not making it into the site. I also don't have the diffuser. It's over. Okay. With how long he's been AFK, I'm thinking it could be true that he is cheating, but it also doesn't look like from the kill feed that they end up winning. I think blue team actually loses this round. He's back. What was that? Oh, Goyo was just running outside. Why is everyone running outside? You fools. You're getting too cocky. Obviously he can tell, he's walling in the sense that he can tell where they are because they're all running outside, but now they're back inside. So he gets 2 kills here and then does nothing for the rest of the round. My guess, if it is true that he is cheating, this is when he toggles on. Like, he'll spend the time preparing his cheats, because sometimes they have to like go into the menus and activate certain things. That'd be my guess. Bro, everywhere he goes, the clash is just waiting for him. He just gives up. Also, I believe this guy has already activated his cheats. It was only like a small burst, but he's actually active now, and instead of just sitting AFK, he was like practicing recoil control from the looks of it, but didn't look like there was much recoil to control. He also seems to absolutely pop the fuck off here. But they are also rushing, so maybe they just throw. That was actually fine. He didn't really do anything suspicious there. He heard them run past him, and then he gunned them in the back. That was fine. Okay. Bro has next level recoil control. Yeah, but to be fair, up until now, most of his guns have been pretty easy control. He controlled the ARX and the L85 like it was nothing, but those guns also have very little recoil. The Ella Scorpion, a little bit more recoil. He also has like crazy good recoil control, but then he couldn't hit one of the potted plants. Thermite's still trying to thermite charge the hatch while Ella's over here. Again, so far at least in the 2 defense rounds we've watched, I haven't really seen anything too suspicious. He just tried to shoot his own Prisma. And then nothing happens until the very end of the round. He hears the Ash running above him, so I think he's piecing together that the Ash is probably going to come down Visa stairs. Yeah. I assume they accused him because of that. He looked up, he heard the Ash run by, and then it looked like he just like vaguely aimed towards the stairs and then shot when he thought the person would come down the stairs. What's interesting though, and why the Thermite probably found that suspicious, is that Thermite was slow walking down the stairs, so he's probably like, how the fuck did he know I was coming down there, and how did he pre-fire me? But the Ash perfectly ran past as Thermite was going down. So Ella was just like, I hear Ash running back over here. How are they going to come downstairs? Probably the spiral stairs. And then just pre-fired thinking that it'd be Ash, but it was actually Thermite. So Ash fucked over the Thermite there. I don't think it was suspicious, and I think that's probably why he got accused, is that he's like, well, how would he know? Because your Ash gave it away. I think it was more luck, because like I've done that as well, where I hear people running, I'm like, okay, like they should be around here, because like the better you get at the game, and I know this is hard for a lot of newer players to understand, but the better you get at the game, the more you're able to time out in your mind, be like, okay, this person's running, so they should be about here if they run all the way. And then you can like pre-fire and be ready for people. Doesn't mean you're cheating. It just means that you know timing. The only sus thing is his recoil. I'll admit his recoil is insanely good. But he also seems to at least be somewhat knowledgeable, and like his aim has been decent, so like he could just be a really, really good player. Doesn't excuse the lack of recoil, but he could just be very, very good. And I'll say at least that like his recoil still is bumpy. It's not completely smooth. Like people who have recoil cheats, their recoil won't move at all. His gun is still moving. It's just he's controlling it super well. About to get a triple here. Let me see. What was his spray like on that blitz the first time? No, his recoil still moves a lot with Ella. It was just like the L85 and the ARX that was really good to control. This one, he's been struggling more. Yeah, like even all that was pretty rough. Grismark goes off. And then Blitz plays time. Doesn't push at all. Just waits, yeah. I don't know. I don't think he's cheating. He just shot the guy through the floor. You mean the shield who's stomping around above him and sounds like a fucking fighter jet taking off? Yeah, that's not that hard to do. He also like shot at a spot and then the guy ran past the spot and got hit by it. I'll go back and show that. It's not like he was tracking him through the floor and aimed at him and then shot him. He literally just was like, okay, I'm gonna shoot here, and then the guy ran over it. Yeah, he hears the Blitz and the Fuse, or yeah, Blitz and Blackbeard, sorry, who are both very, very loud above him stomping around. And then he shoots at that pole, who the Blackbeard then walks into the shot and takes 1 shot of damage. That's not, oh, I'm going to go to the next round. That's not cheating, that's just hearing a loud ass shield. Now it's important to remember that this is standard, so keep that in mind when a person who plays standard, who might be a bit more casual, is playing and they're winning 3-0 and then suddenly like the other team just turns it on. Like it could be like, oh, I'm a casual player, and then all of a sudden this person started doing really well, like maybe they're cheating. But I don't think they are from this. At least like majority of things that we've seen so far, I would argue are things that I can even hear in the like replay, which normally sound in replay is awful. But I can actually hear them like moving and shuffling. So I completely understand how they would hear that. And he's not even sure where the line is, but he gets the kill. He's looking at break room even though both of them are on the staircase. I don't think he's cheating. And now he's left in a 1v2, which he actually ends up losing. Oh, he missed the Grisma because he threw it while falling. His recoil control was awful there. He dies. I don't think he's cheating. I did say at the beginning, based off his name, I would assume he's cheating, but I don't think he is anymore. Champ, 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 champ. Diamond, 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 champ. Currently in silver, but that's just because he's only played 21 matches. Definitely in champ elo, but not in standard. I don't think he's cheating. That's my final verdict, and I think most people would agree with me on that. Next match we're going to go into is Canal. In this match, we have Rat King, who is accusing Ugly and Big in this 6-round ranked match. Seems like he knew that he was standing right there, but I also skipped forward, so maybe I missed something. But it almost looked like on the drone, he was looking right at him through the wall. Almost dies to a spawn peak. He did know that Warden was there, but it also kind of looked like he lined him up. And it kind of looks like he's lining up everyone else. He is cheating. He is walling 100%. I love how quickly it can go from being like, oh, you know, there's an explanation to just, no, he's definitely cheating. No wonder he's ugly and big, though, if he's cheating like this in Siege. He just aims at the smoke through the wall. He's trying to one-tap him, but he doesn't realize that there's a wall there. Oh, boy. Does he see the cap cam? Or is it bugged? No, he sees it now. I would assume that the cheater has to win with cheats like this. Like, he seems to be taking it somewhat carefully. Oh, it looks like he also has the cheats that he can see gadgets through the wall, because he just aimed at the proximity alarm before he even saw it. He definitely looks like he's being overwhelmed with information, though, because he keeps, like, peeking and then, I don't know, just reacting weirdly. And he apparently doesn't know how the game works because he's trying to breaching charge a reinforced wall. Interesting. Let me get out of this match, but I'll find out who they are. Ugly and Big. Oh, is this actually just his name? Just Ugly and Big? Yep, Ugly and Big, 2613. Not banned yet. He's got a ranked 1.4 KD. He's currently in bronze. Oh my god. No wonder he downloaded cheats. He has been playing for 3 years and has never once had a positive KD in ranked. Never. In a season where he actually played a lot of matches, his closest was 0.67. And he's been hard stuck copper and bronze every season. Even one season, he played 223 matches and only had a 0.5 KD. That is so sad. Now, obviously, this doesn't excuse the fact that he's cheating. We're not going to be like, oh yeah, you're fine, because like you were just bad and now you're cheating. No, that's not how that works. But now we understand that he's cheating because he was so ass. What I want to know though is, and I know I'll never understand this because I know Siege and I want to learn Siege, so I'm always actively trying to get better. But like, how bad do you have to be to like play the game for 3 years and just never improve? And I understand there's people out there who want to just play and have fun. That is completely fine. But he clearly wants to get better because he downloaded cheats. He's not playing for fun, because if you're playing for fun, you don't care. You don't download cheats. He cares. He wants to win. He wants to play and have like a positive KD and a high rank. But he plays for 3 years and never improves. I just don't know what your brain has to be like in order for that to happen. Because even just like, to like try to use a comparison, even if you never tried to actively learn another language, if you lived in a country where they only speak a different language than you for 3 years, over time you will just naturally pick things up. In 3 years of Siege, he never picked up anything. In 3 years, he went from a bronze 2 player to a bronze 4 player. Like, at most silver 5. Maybe even then he had a cheater with him. So like in 3 years, he picked up the Siege equivalent of learning to say hola when you're trying to learn Spanish, and that's it. 3 years for that. That is so sad to see. Anyways, enough about how bad he is. Let's move on to our next match. In this match, we have Nightmare _206, who's accusing Duh, or Deuce. I don't know if it's supposed to be pronounced like Zeus, but with a D, or Duh, like the French word, but I think in French it has an X, does it not? The fact that he has a very simple 4-letter name means that he either is a fucking like ranked prodigy, because that's how they always are, a champ prodigy, or he just bought this account and started cheating on it. I think it's pronounced Deus? Maybe. I just assumed it would be like Zeus, but Deuce. So far he seems to be reacting, but he overflicked like crazy there, which makes me assume he can't be too high of a rank. You could probably hear them sprinting right at you. That one, not as much. The Thorn makes sense, she full sprinted, but the Legion was just like aim down sight walking, which is pretty slow and quiet, and then he stopped punching the barbed wire to aim at him preemptively and then swung and pre-fired. I just want to assume he's cheating based off the name. Like, to have a clean name like this means you've either stolen it or bought it, or again, or you have to be a very old account who's like a champ, but he doesn't seem like a champ, he just seems like he's a cheater. Like, his aim seems very floaty. So like normally a champ, when they're pushing through here, if they're like really good, they're gonna like flick from place to place, but he seems to be like, it looks like he's moving and his aim is just trying to keep up with his movement. A good player will move his aim and his movement at the same time. But then again, his aim seems insanely good for someone who moves like a bot. Or not a bot, but like more bot-like. He also... I feel like a champ would just shoot that thorn instead of trying to run away from it and then getting stuck and then dying. I think he has walls. That's my current guess. Could have been lucky, but it does look like he just knows that it's up there, even though he shouldn't really know it's up there. But if he had... I guess my confusion then is if he has the cheat where he could see where gadgets are, why did he die to the thorn gadget? He should have been able to destroy it ahead of time. And if he has walls, why did he not continue to aim at that person? Also, if he has walls, what about the person on his right who's just sitting there, like AFK? He doesn't seem to care about. Might. Bruh. Mozzie, what are you doing? He's droning for the cav. Bro, they have breached the wall next to you, and they have a very clear angle on you. But everyone's too distracted by this Kaid to do anything. Also, we saw there another uncommon thing for someone who should, like, again, we don't know if he's actually champ. I'm just assuming he is based off of his aim and his recoil control. But then, like, he pulls out the hard breach, fat fingering, and then, like, isn't sure what to do, and then tries to vault through without aiming down sight, and then dies. Also, the Mozzie ends up getting a kill. That's crazy to me. So it just seems like, his aim is somehow there, but then his movement and knowledge isn't there. Like, the aim of, like, a diamond, but then the brain of, like, a silver or bronze. What rank lobby is this? This is standard. I usually try to pull as many ranked matches as I can for Hacker Replay, but a lot of them have been standard recently. I think a lot of people have just been worried about playing ranked, so they just play standard all the time. You'd be able to hear the grip there. She's very chunky. My friend came from CS and is a similar player. Yeah, that's what my friend as well, who came from Counter-Strike. Very similar. His movement was like kind of bot-like, but his aim was insane. The difference, I'd say, so far at least, is how do I phrase this? So my friend Peter, who came from Counter-Strike, and has insanely good aim, but doesn't understand the game, the way he would have approached this is he probably would like peek this, and then he generally would be like almost overwhelmed with knowledge of being like, oh shit, like there's a railing there, like they could be there, they could be there, they could be there, they could be anywhere, and he just like wouldn't know where to aim. Versus this guy who, again, looks like he's like a bot most of the time moving around because it looks like he doesn't know the map, but then he only looks exactly where someone is and is ready for the fight. So like I feel like a person who would normally shift over from a different game wouldn't have that. There it even looked like he aimed at the ace through the wall and was trying to get an angle, but then died positioning himself. So I am having a hard time believing that it's just a player from a different game. Also, I haven't looked at his rank, but I'll be shocked if this guy is like above plat. Because again, his aim's decent, but like his knowledge just seems completely terrible. Also, we cannot forget his name. People who are coming over from a different game like Counter-Strike aren't just going to come into Siege and have the name Deus or Dos or whatever the fuck, how we pronounce it. Like, this is a name that clearly had to have been stolen or sold to someone. See, that was more normal. He swings and then he realizes he's staring at someone, he flicks back. That's a more normal, like, Counter-Strike player playing Siege type of thing. Oh, that was also a bit more like that. Alright, last round. look him up. Wait, did he do the cheater thing? I have stopped checking this as much, but the cheaters who, once the attackers spawn in, they stop and then like spin around looking for people. Does not look like he's doing it. He's just eagerly waiting. It sounds like a fucking army is breaking down your door. Again, positioning and aiming, or positioning and movement seems bad, and thought process seems bad, but his aim seems good. Can't ever say we saw any definitive proof of cheating or walls, but he's level 33 with a 1.45 KD. He does not seem like a legit player, or at the very least, obviously he's not level 33. So that means he either bought this account, stole this account, or whatever. But again, his aim does not match his movement or game sense, so I have to assume he is cheating, because it's hard for me to believe that someone would be that much of a bot, but then be able to like flick and kill everyone so well without having some type of walls. But again, there wasn't any direct evidence of him having walls. It just feels off. Like, it doesn't feel... To pull an Evan, it doesn't feel like a legit match, but there was never any proof of it not being legit. It just doesn't feel legit. Alright. Fifth match of the day. In this match we have... Oh, I think I wrote down his real name, not his streamer mode name. Oh, okay. His in-game name is BS Siege. Bullshit Siege. Who's accusing Worksy. What? Wait, what the hell? What am I watching? Oh. What? What is this? Is this a bug? I can't tell if this... Okay, it is a bug, because everyone's doing it. What happened? I don't know what I did to cause this, but this is a good bug. I like it. Alright, let's try to restart the round. Year 10 is the year of Siege, guys. Oh no, wait. It is just bugged. Everyone is doing it all the time. I loaded in the round and it was like this. What? Oh, this is gonna be so annoying to watch. Well, all we gotta do is watch Worksy. Oh, it doesn't even show... Looks so dumb. It doesn't even show properly. Like, it's not showing his gun. It's not showing his animations properly. It doesn't look like... I don't even know. I can't tell what he's looking at. Okay, I'm gonna try to go around 2. Is it any better? Please be better. Wait. Oh, I think I know what this is. I remember... Someone in my chat had told me, they were like, I think it was last Friday, they were like, have you tried looking at replays since the new update? They're broken as hell. I think this is what it was. Because this match is from the 31st, which was on Monday? Yeah, Monday. And they updated the game on Tuesday, April 1st. So I think it's just buggy because of that. So, don't know how much I can watch of this. Let's see, how many kills did you get this round? None. Maybe I can still see something. Okay, he dies again. He's 1 in 3. I feel like even with this bug, if he is cheating, it should be very, very obvious. Does he get a single kill this round? He gets 1 kill. There's teabagging Callie outside, who is downed, but looks like she's T-posing. Hard to tell, but from there, it does look like he's walling because it looks like he aims at her first, but like she was rappelling in, so maybe he could just hear the rappel. Okay, he actually aces here, so I feel like this should be a bit more obvious. Even with this buggy perspective, it looks like he's staring at the person who's sliding over. Okay, that looks like a reaction from what we saw, not a pre-fire. He is now, I assume, sprinting, but it looks like he's crouch sliding around. God, this looks so dumb. This looks like how console lobbies feel. Chat, is that accurate? Okay, I assume he's leaning here and can see more, but all we can see is just the edge. How does he win that? And how does he have the confidence to do that? That's what I want to know. I can't tell, man. Like, he aces here. What am I looking at now? Oh, he's walking up the stairs. I truly can't tell. Doc is just... Doc looks the fucking dumbest. Looks so dumb. Looked like he reacted there. He didn't know he was there. He just reacted. I'm confused as to how he knew that the, who was that? The Hibana was there, but I can't tell. He ran back. I know. He literally like walked down, like got shot at, and turned around, just like teetered away. Okay, it looks like he gets 2 kills this round. I feel like, again, if he were walling, I feel like he would have known that Fuse was going that way, but instead he held the double window and then reacted. It's hard to tell. It really is hard to tell, given how buggy it is. But I currently am erring on the side of caution, I guess, and I don't think he's cheating. I can understand the confusion of someone being, what was he, 1 and 3, and then now he's 9 and 3. But again, I don't think that he's actually cheating. He actually ends up dying here. So he swings this and dies. Yeah. Unless his stats say anything or he's been banned, I don't think he's cheating. Okay, no. He was a a plat. He kind of stopped playing ranked as much. Don't know how he got stuck at silver 2 with 54 matches as a plat. But then all of a sudden he came back and was diamond with 312 matches. Hard to judge, again, because playing like barely anything and then coming back and playing a ton and then getting a high rank. Like, when you don't play much, obviously you're going to be stuck in the low ranks. But being stuck at silver with 54 matches is really weird. I don't think he's cheating, but I honestly... I can't tell. I really can't. That match was super buggy. So I'm going to say not cheating, just to be safe. Alright, last match of the day. We have Siro, who is accusing Reckon.m80. Speaking of M80, who's on the team now? Because Spoit left, right? Or got dropped? I don't know if... I saw the announcement that he was no longer on the team, and I couldn't tell if it was him saying I'm done with Pro League or if it was him being dropped from the team. But I know, like, what is it? It's Kino, Gunner, one of the people from Unwanted, I think. I honestly don't know who's on M80 anymore. that was good R4C recoil control. But also like a common spot for people to be in. Because if you push that hallway, you just assume they have footholds there and maybe someone's peeking in. Did look like he knew that the zombie was there, but then he didn't even react to her, so maybe not. It's Diffuser, Hot and Cold, Kino, Gunner. And then who's the fifth one? Doesn't matter, they'll just change the stack after November Major. I mean, I just like to know. I'm not like a diehard Pro League person, but it's just interesting to know. I'm gonna need chat to help pay attention for this. I feel like I'm struggling to tell for sure. But he almost looks like a controller player. It is very flicky, but there are a lot of things he does that make it seem like too floaty. I know these are terrible descriptors, but that is usually the best way I can describe a controller player, is that they're very floaty. Also, the fact that he's walking in without leaning at all here. No, he's definitely controller. I think he's just controller with high sensitivity. Which it would explain why his R4C recoil control was so good. I think he's controller. How come they're not T-posing in this one? Because this match was after the update. The update was April 1st at like 10 a.m. This match is from April 1st at like 7 p.m. or something. So the last one was before because it was on the 31st. This is such a weird barbed wire. How did he know the Jaeger was there? Let me do a little bit of investigation first. Okay, so Jaeger pushes up. Doesn't get hit at all. Twitch is gone, or like super far away. Jackal's not even close. Jaeger pushes all the way up. Crouches. Nook, I guess, hears him crouch. The confusing part for me is that normally, so if you're Nook and you hear someone crouch and you're like, okay, they're somewhere over here. Like you heard them crouch over here. I feel like the average thing, or the normal thing to do, is you look over, you're like, okay, they're over here. You would now spray across, you'd aim down sight and just shoot left and right, trying to just maximize as much area as you can. But instead, you can see Nook here, aims like way off to the side, and then goes right to Jaeger's head, and then stops moving their aim. So they basically like shot, ignore the jumping Jaeger, they basically shot like up here, went down, and then like locked on to where Jaeger actually was and then just held it. Which is weird, because I feel like if you're trying to clear out an area, you don't just aim at one specific spot, you know, you would aim at a broader scope. Now, if this guy is a console player, obviously very unlikely that they would have walls, but they could be a waller on PC with a controller, which is a lot more common than you think. He just got C4 through the floor. And then he knows it's clear without droning. I mean, it was a 3v1, and if it's like pillbox being electrified, you can just assume Bandit would be in pillbox. That's not crazy to assume. I think for him to aim exactly at Jaeger's head and then hold the aim there, because he killed Jaeger and then he still shot like 5 more bullets aiming exactly where Jaeger's head was. Like it feels like he just knew he was there. He also did start planting, and then he got off the plant when it looked like Bandit was below him, but then I guess he didn't clue into the fact that he was going to get C4'd maybe? I don't know. Now the important thing, and what we'll try to learn here, is about consistency. How consistently does he get these weird kills, or like how did he know that type of situations? If it just happened the one time, that's fine. Then, you know, everyone's due for one. But when he does stuff like this, he did it to the person in lockers as well. He kind of like aims knowing that they're about to be there. Like, watch, he's already aiming at him, and he pre-fire, or like he shot as the person peeked, which like not many people have that reaction time. Also has like no recoil, but that could be controller. And then here he just pre-fires, but watch, when he drones, if I'm not mistaken, he doesn't see the person on the staircase. That doesn't mean he wouldn't be able to hear them. Actually, no, he does see them for a little bit. But he sees them at the bottom of the stairs. And instead of aiming at the bottom of the stairs where he saw them, he aims at her, basically like through the wall, and then moves with her, but then dies. Possible that it could be game sense. Possible that it could be just assumptions, but that's now 2 rounds in a row where it's looked like he's been ready for people when he shouldn't have been ready. I also feel like the recoil in that round was way more controlled than any of the other rounds, but could just be a difference in, like, a low recoil gun on controllers would be super easy to control, obviously. Oh, vitamins, you're the, yeah, the exploiter. What I was telling chat before was, what's crazy to me is that it's just like, it gets console. Console just blatantly will exploit anything they can. It happens on PC as well, but console is just way more common. Okay, let's see. Does he expect anyone in particular? Well, he changes aim for Deimos over here. Oh. Didn't change it for Deimos, but he changed it for Thatcher. I know he one-tapped. But it felt like the recoil on his one-tap got pulled down immediately, right? Like, look at this. When he taps, it looks like the gun goes up for like a millisecond, and then immediately it's brought back down. I don't think that even with a controller, your recoil would be that little. I think that he has the recoil cheats. Because it didn't look like it naturally fell back down either. It looked like it was pulled down and then brought back to flat. Doesn't shoot the drone. That's right next to the dock. Just leaves it. How nice of him. Also, I don't play console much, or really ever. So I would need chat's opinion on this. How hard is the Vector to control on console? Is it an easy to control gun, or is it a hard to control gun? Or medium? Because again, I don't think that you can have that little recoil on it. Not hard at all. It's really hard. It's easy. I'm getting conflicting things from chat. See, okay. That right there seems like more normal recoil. But also, like, pay attention very carefully here. So when he shoots the very first time, normal recoil, right? The second time, it does like a weird jitter where it, like, he shoots and it almost like pulls it down instantly. But then it goes back to like floating up. And then every volley after that, he's just missing, but it has normal recoil. It could be a replay bug. Like, we could have just a replay bug of his recoil, but like sometimes his bursts on the Vector have literally no recoil or get brought down immediately. But if I'm not mistaken, like, recoil scripts on console work all the time. Like, I don't think he's like toggling it on and off. So it feels weird that it'd be like one shot, it pulls it down, but the other ones it doesn't, you know? I'm just worried that it's a replay bug and we're accusing someone who just has normal recoil control. But also, okay. I assume recoil control on the SMG-12 is fine because I've seen posts in the subreddit where people were like, the SMG-12 is literally ruining console because that's all people run. The recoil on that was very horizontal. But I'm starting to assume that it's probably not a Waller, that instead it's just a Chronos user on console, because I haven't really seen much evidence of walling anymore, like we did in the first few rounds that I was a bit suspicious of. But now it just seems like mainly Chronos, or recoil control, whatever you want to call it. It's Chronos, he was crouch spamming. I have in the past mentioned the crouch spamming, but then other people are like, no, it's actually not that hard to do. I think here we can see the most with the recoil control or the recoil macro. Look, when he shoots here, the gun literally doesn't move. Actually, no, it moves a little bit. Okay. You know what? I was wrong. It moves a tiny bit. I still think it probably should move more, but I don't know controller recoil, so I don't know what's normal and what's not. So, I don't know. This is a hard one for me to judge. So the amount of people who just run the purple or like Chroma Streaks attachment skin is insane. I didn't realize it was that popular. I don't think the gun moves there. I think he moves his aim, but I don't think the gun moves. Because normally if he were to shoot here, the gun should have some vertical kick, obviously. But watch, when he shoots, it looks like he's just moving horizontal and the gun stays perfectly flat. Like the triangle doesn't go up and down. But it's hard to tell when he's like, you know, swinging with it, because it could just be... We can't notice it because it's swinging, I don't know. Echo has no recoil on console, like none. This is also the issue we have. Like, see, the recoil there seems normal. Again, I can't definitively say because I don't know console recoil. And chat is giving me so many 50-50s. Some of you are saying this is definitely Chronos, others are saying that's just normal recoil control. And I don't know who to trust because maybe the people who are saying it's Chronos are bronze players who don't know how good you can be at this game on controller. But also maybe the people who are saying it's fine are cheaters, or maybe they don't know. I don't know. I do also find that a lot of times, especially on console, a lot of champs just assume that anyone can control recoil like this. I don't think this guy is in a champ lobby, which is why I'm like, I'm a little suspicious of it. Let me try to find the match and hopefully I can find the person. He was a plat, diamond, 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 champ, diamond, diamond, champ, champ. This is all on Xbox. Plays with a few diamonds. Honestly don't know. KD doesn't seem crazy high. My guess, as a PC player who doesn't really understand what to look for Chronos and stuff, I think it was just a replay bug sometimes. It looked like, because sometimes he had recoil, sometimes he didn't. But I don't know if that's how Chronoses work. Maybe that's what they do to try to, you know, circumvent the system. I don't know. Some chat saying they're for sure certain he's Chronos. Other ones are saying he's not cheating, he's just good. I don't know. I'll let you guys decide that one because I truly have no valued input on that. The most I could do is like try to go into a match and test the recoil, but again, sometimes the recoil did go up, sometimes it just stayed flat. So at the end of the day, it could have just been a replay bug and we'd have no idea. Because I've seen what like full like no recoil looks like on console, and that didn't look like that. It just like sometimes looked like that. But I don't know if there's levels to it, so I don't know. Inconclusive. I'll let chat decide.